Well, the habits that can lead to obesity, high cholesterol, heart disease, diabetes, well, they often begin in childhood. But we as parents have the power to chart a new course for our kids with better eating habits and more physical activity. Through our partnership with the Healthy Weight Commitment Foundation, we are thrilled to have with us this morning Olympic gold medalist Shannon Miller. She is here as a champion gymnast, a fitness advocate, and of course, a mom. We're so excited about that as well. And she's got some tips for getting our kids off the couch. Good morning to you, Shannon.
Good morning.
You spent a lot of time off the couch.
I did. And bouncing around on the couch.
Bouncing around. I mean, have you always loved gymnastics?
I started gymnastics when I was about 5 years old, and I really followed my older sister into the sport. But I fell in love. As soon as I entered the gym, I got to bounce on the trampoline, I got to go upside down, and it was absolutely wonderful. It really brought me out of my shell and gave me confidence and taught me how to goal set.
Now, when you got into gymnastics, was it because you were always bouncing around at home and your parents were like, okay, let's get this girl into something where she can bounce? Or did they just start it kind of as a hobby and realize that you were just really, really committed and good at it?
Well, I begged. I had to beg and plead.
You did?
My older sister was allowed to go, and they told me no originally. But they finally allowed me to tag along, and I never looked back. But yes, it was really due to just jumping on the couch and trying to learn somersaults at home. It's just terrifying.
I've got a son who does that now. I've got to think about getting him into gymnastics. And you went on, by the way, to win more medals than any other U.S. gymnast. And recently, we know you founded your own company. Congratulations on that. Shannon Miller Lifestyle, a member of the Healthy Weight Commitment Foundation Coalition. Tell me more about that.
Well, the idea behind Shannon Miller Lifestyle is to really engage women in healthy lifestyle choices for themselves and for their children. Women tend to take care of the family, so we want to make sure they're fit and healthy, and we want to provide a community of women helping women.
And what about kids? Because I notice, and you probably do too, you're a new parent, and you know, kids these days, they want to spend a lot of time inside. They want to spend a lot of time on the computer and playing video games and not necessarily doing the stuff we did when we were growing up, which was be outside all the time. How do we get our kids, you know, off the couch? And for you, gymnastics was a love. Is it finding something that our kids love to do?
Absolutely. And for some kids like me, they're going to find one activity or one sport that they love to do. But many others need a variety of sports, and you have to offer that to them and help them to find their own joy and love and passion for physical activity. And it may be a sport, but it also could be helping with yard work. It could be playing tag in the front yard, bike riding, you know, all these really cool, fun things that kids can do. And sometimes we just get stuck on the computer and stuck watching TV.
All right, but here's the thing. What if your child isn't athletic, I mean, and wants to hang out on the couch? I mean, what can we do in that specific regard?
Well, and that's tough, but I think that's where parents have to set a great example for their children. If your kids see you active and out and walking around and doing things and having fun, they want to do what you're doing. You're creating a family environment. Go for evening walks after dinner together. Go for bike rides, nature walks. Teach them that physical activity isn't a chore. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting because you became a new mom recently. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your son, Rocco.
Rocco, yes.
And as from what she tells us, he's a Rocco. He's a built little guy. But how has that changed your perspective on these issues?
Well, it's really brought us to the forefront. I mean, mommyhood has changed my world, and I think of it in different terms now. When I'm feeding him, and of course he's only 11 months old, so he's just now starting to eat kind of big boy food, and I think about what he's eating each day and how I can get him involved with being physically active, even though he's not walking yet. How do I teach that, ingrain that love of physical activity within him?
When I think of fitness, I think of also internal fitness in terms of what you're eating and not necessarily exercise.
Absolutely. Well, it's a physical activity, but it's this idea of calories in, calories out, and making sure that you're fueling your body for success each and every day, and making sure you're teaching your kids great food choices to create a healthy lifestyle for them from here out.
We do want to continue our discussion with Shannon Miller coming up right after the break. But in the meantime, if you want to learn more about her tips for raising a healthy family, be sure to check out ShannonMillerLifestyle.com. Well, welcome back, everybody. As you know, I've been talking with Olympic gold medalist Shannon Miller about how fitness is a family affair. Well, now I'd like to welcome back Lisa Gable. She is the executive director of the Healthy Weight Commitment Foundation. Lisa, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, and thanks so much for having me back.
I'm glad you're here with us because I know that you've been working with athletes like Shannon Miller to inspire entire families to get fit. How has the response been?
It's been fantastic. Shannon is one of our best partners, but we've also had Paul Pierce, the captain of the Boston Celtics, helping us with Energy Balance 101.com, and we just signed a relationship with NPlay, which represents a number of professional athletes.
Now, you mentioned energy balance, and I know this is a really important concept, but it's one that maybe parents had never even heard of. And so how do we go about explaining what really is a crucial concept to our kids?
It's very simple. It's about calories in and calories out, and really making little balancing changes every single day in your life.
So, you know, we were talking off camera, and I want you to recount the story because I thought it was just such a neat concept. You were talking about your husband when he was growing up. There was a little family ritual that he did that really inspired his own healthy eating habits. Would you mind sharing that with our audience?
I love this ritual, and my husband's parents did a great job. They really worked with healthy eating with their kids, and what my husband and his brother had to do is each week they chose one day, and they had to create a meal from scratch and plan out the menu, what they were going to have to eat and drink, and then they went with mom to the grocery store and they helped plan out all the grocery shopping, and it was really good for them to be a part of the process. They had a little bit of ownership in the meal that they were serving.
I love it. It's wonderful. And, you know, as we wrap things up here, ladies, if there was one piece of advice that you could leave to our viewers that they could take home today in terms of starting to get their own families healthy, what would it be? And Lisa, I want to begin with you.
Again, it's really about making small step changes in your life. It's about choosing that one day where you have the family meal once a week, and that's a day that's very important to you as a family. Choosing that one activity that you do as their exercise activity every day. Really small changes make a huge difference to all of us.
That's absolutely true. Shannon?
Well, I think scheduling, I love having a to-do list, and whether that's for parents or really for moms, because they take on everything and they put everyone else first. So it's important to have that to-do list, keep it with you at all times, and that way if you're running errands, if you're doing things, you can kind of group all your projects together and save some time. And I think the other part of that is it's really important to create some me time. Schedule that in, because if mom's not taking care of herself, she can't be there for everyone else.
That made me think of that. What is that saying? If mom's not happy, nobody's happy. And you're absolutely right. That does apply. Well, ladies, it's been wonderful having you here with us. And again, good seeing you as well, Lisa.
Good to see you too.
And as always, you, Shannon, as well.
Thank you.
All right. And for tips on talking to your kids about energy balance and, of course, overall fitness, head to the Energy Balance website. It's energybalance101.com.